everyone, and welcome back to the Trrc hearings. Today is the 15th anniversary of the murder of the West African migrants, and we would wish to remember them in our prayers. Imams and the bishops, if you can offer some prayers for the departed souls, that would be it would be good to just remember them on a very difficult day like this, not just for them and their families, but also for the Gambia as a whole. Imam, you have the floor, please.
Today we shall remember those our brothers who were murdered in cold blood. This is the 15th anniversary of that occasion. Today again we are witnessing the burial of one of the greatest Gambian legends in football, Alhaji Biri Biri Njie, and all the victims of circumstances and situations that suffered in the hands of the old regime. We remember you, and I'm sure everybody in this country will pray for you and hope that God will bless you with Jannatul Firdaus. In that respect, I would urge every Gambian, wherever you are, to recite Fatiha, 11 Ikhlas, and 7 Inna Anzalnahu, and give this a special gift to our departed brothers. Bismillah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Rahmanirrahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyaka na'budu wa iyaka nasta'in. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إنا أنزلناه في ليلة القدر وما أدراك ما ليلة القدر. ليلة القدر خير من ألف شهر. تنزل الملائكة والروح فيها بإذن ربهم من كل أمر سلام هي حتى مطلع الفجر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إنا أنزلناه في ليلة القدر وما أدراك ما ليلة القدر. ليلة القدر خير من ألف شهر. تنزل الملائكة والروح فيها بإذن ربهم من كل أمر سلام هي حتى مطلع الفجر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إنا أنزلناه في ليلة القدر وما أدراك ما ليلة القدر. ليلة القدر خير من ألف شهر. تنزل الملائكة والروح فيها بإذن ربهم من كل أمر سلام هي حتى مطلع الفجر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إنا أنزلناه في ليلة القدر وما أدراك ما ليلة القدر. ليلة القدر خير من ألف شهر. تنزل الملائكة والروح فيها بإذن ربهم من كل أمر سلام هي حتى مطلع الفجر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إنا أنزلناه في ليلة القدر. ليلة القدر خير من ألف شهر. تنزل الملائكة والروح فيها بإذن ربهم من كل أمر سلام هي حتى مطلع الفجر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إنا أنزلناه في ليلة القدر وما أدراك ما ليلة القدر. ليلة القدر خير من ألف شهر. تنزل الملائكة والروح فيها بإذن ربهم من كل أمر سلام هي حتى مطلع الفجر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إنا أنزلناه في ليلة القدر. ليلة القدر خير من ألف شهر. تنزل الملائكة والروح فيها بإذن ربهم من كل أمر سلام هي حتى مطلع الفجر. بحرمة اللهم فصل وسلم وبارك على هذه النبي الكريم سيد سند العظيم ذو القلب الرحيم سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين. الحمد لله رب العالمين. آمين.
Amen. Shukran, Imam Jallo. Bishop, you have the floor, please.
Thank you, Chairman. Gracious and eternal Father, you who create all humankind in your image and in your likeness, and you who called all humankind to your eternal home. We continue to bring before you the migrants, the West African migrants, who were murdered on July 22nd, the year 2005. We continue to ask that by your divine mercy and grace, that you will receive their souls into your eternal home. And the Lord, that the families that are being grieved, that are grieving right up to now, up to this point, you, the consoler, that you will console the heart of each and every family member that has been touched by this very unfortunate incident, and that you will bring about healing and restoration and reconciliation to all those who have been affected in one way or the other. And we continue to pray for the repose of the soul of the football legend, Biri Biri Mustafa Njai, who will be laid to rest today. We ask that you continue to grant his soul eternal peace, and you also console the grieving family members that he has left behind. We continue to pray for all who are sick in body and in mind. We ask that your healing power will restore each and every one of them to full health of body, of mind. And we continue to pray that as we continue our hearings, you will be with the witnesses so that they will boldly testify the truth. And the commission will have the discerning spirit to discern between truth and falsehood. And the general population will also have the patience to allow the due process to take its course. This we ask through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much, Bishop Odeko. The Commission at some point, hopefully very soon, will be holding hearings on the theme of the murder of these West African migrants. We hope to get that to that soon. Council, if we're ready with this morning's witness, and my apologies on the late start. By the way, we're working on some logistics concerning getting the witness here. Council, please proceed.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair. Good afternoon, Commissioners. We're ready to proceed today with the witness. Mr. Usher, can the witness be brought in, please? Mr. Chair and Commissioners, our witness today will be testifying in a private session and has therefore been provided with a witness protection sheet, which shall be used before this commission today. And I believe the commissioners have the protection sheet as well in their presence. Thank you.
Mbenkali lako.
I'll speak the truth.
Mbeto nyale fula. Tonyada ma.
And nothing but the truth.
Ndunte femfula me manke tonyati.
So help me God.
Woto alama ale ndema.
Good afternoon again, Mr. Witness.
Afternoon to you too.
We've already met when we had our pre-interview this morning, but for the record, my name is Hadi Dande Jabi, and I shall be taking you through your testimony today before this commission.
It's okay.
You have opted to speak in the Mandinka language. Therefore, in this regard, you will have to listen to my questions in English.
Okay.
Then you will listen to the interpretation in Mandinka before you shall give your answer.
Okay.
Okay.
We shall urge you to speak loud enough so that the commissioners can hear your answers and your statements.
Okay.
During today's proceedings, I shall take you through the following issues.
Yeah.
Your background, such as your name, age, and where you live, which you shall confirm as stated in the protection sheet before you.
Okay.
You shall also confirm from the protective sheet before you your educational background and your work experience. We shall go through your diagnosis of having HIV/AIDS. Your registration and admission into the Presidential Alternative Treatment Program.
Alternative treatment program
We shall talk about your medical health condition before you entered the Presidential Alternative Treatment. We shall talk about the way and manner in which the treatment was administered on you. We shall talk about the medical health conditions of you and other persons during the Presidential Alternative Treatment Program.
Okay.
Okay.
You shall tell this commission the impact the said Presidential Alternative Treatment had on you and your family.
Yep.
Then at this point, I shall hand you over to the chair and the commissioners for any questions they may have for you.
Okay.
Okay.
Then you shall be given the opportunity to give any closing remarks you may have and recommendations.
Okay.
Okay.
Mr. Witness, at this point, are you ready and comfortable to proceed before this commission today?
Yes,
Yes, I'm ready.
Thank you. Please, can you confirm that your name, date of birth, and address are correct as stated on the witness protection sheet before you?
Yes, that's correct.
Please, can you confirm that your background, such as your education and work experience, is correct as stated on the said protective sheet before you?
Yes, that's also correct.
Mr. Witness, can you tell this commission when you were first diagnosed with having HIV/AIDS?
Sedo haninga bisilambe be nyinin kala fo isa fono nyin commission way wati jumala mi nata ne korobo kaje ko nyin kuran keso ka me HIV/AIDS abelale
sasa nina ngaso junale.
I got this illness in at an earlier time. I became aware of it when I was in Banjul. I had a wife. She was my bride at that time. That bride got sick. I took her to the hospital. Then I was referred to the Banjul hospital. When I went to Banjul, they also tested her. When they tested my bride, my new wife, then she was informed that after she was diagnosed with the HIV virus. After they gave me that information, then after getting that information, then they told me that after my wife has been diagnosed with the virus, then I have to undergo the test myself. After that, I also decided to be tested. Then I was also diagnosed to be having the virus. After I was given the information that I have the virus, that's the time I started to have medicine from Banjul there.
Sorry, Mr. Witness, can you tell this commission what year you were diagnosed with HIV/AIDS?
commission sanjuma lam inara ne kotobo kaje ko nyin kuran keso ikafme HIV/AIDS abelale sanjuma.
Well, I'll find it difficult to name the year because as somebody who is not literate, I was unable to write down the year, and this is why I cannot remember which year it was.
Can you tell this commission how long you have been living with the said virus?
Sidan foisa fono commission nying jankar keso abela ay wati jelusi.
That was quite a long time.
Has it been more than 10 years?
Atambita sanji tangola labang.
Even if it is not 10 years, but I can say that it has been about 8 years or a little above that.
Thank you, Mr. Witness. Can you tell this commission, when you were first diagnosed with the HIV status, what stage were you told you were at?
Salam foisa fono commission wado men ye kotobo ko nying HIV/AIDS kurang abela le. Iko foya fo ne mum sifa jumala bela.
Well, the information I was given at that time, as I can remember, was that the viral load, the level of the HIV virus in my body was at a high rate. Because my wife, the bride, whom I married, in fact died shortly after that. Then I went on taking treatment from the Banjul hospital.
Thank you, Mr. Witness. You've now told us that you were diagnosed and then you had to start taking a treatment.
And
that you had to take this treatment from Banjul.
Yes, I was being treated by Tijan Balde. He was my personal doctor.
I think he said Tijan Baji.
Balde, Tijan Balde.
Thank you. So when you went to Banjul, can you tell us where you went to Banjul for this said treatment?
It is the place where they treat people for this HIV/AIDS.
At this point, what sort of medication were you given?
Sila nyintembe na jang. Ika mo bori sifa nyari le dila.
Jeto ka tuwa boro le din.
Well, I was being treated with conventional medicine.
Can you tell this commission how your health was, the condition of your health at that time? What was it like?
Sila isa fono nyo o watola. Itela jata kendala alhalo nying abe tembeda jumaltunu.
Utamo kabirinka tuwa boro ta.
At that time, when I was having this conventional treatment, taking conventional medicine, my health was very, very good. I was okay. Then I went on, continued to have this treatment there. Then later on, I came to hear about Yaya Jammeh's treatment. He was the president.
Mr. Witness, can you tell this commission how you heard about the said Yaya Jammeh treatment?
Silang Mr. Sedo, for isa fono nye Yaya Jammeh la nying jara li program wo nying. For ya mo nyadi le?
I heard it from the radio. They were giving out the information from the radio. But still, I went on having my medicine from Banjul. So one day, I happened to meet with Dr. Mbow at the hospital there.
Mr. Witness, you've told the commission that you heard about the said treatment on the radio. Is that correct?
Yeah, info commission ko nying ya jamele njara program woni ya moy radio leto.
Yes, I got the announcement from the radio. I heard it being said over the radio.
Can you tell?
And people were also being shown on television.
Mr. Witness, can you tell this commission what you heard on the radio? What was said about this treatment?
For isa fono nye silang yemune fam moy njara la kuoro television do wala do radio.
Wala nyindi ko ya president ya Jammeh saka HIV akam ka jarale.
The information I got from both radio and television was that Yaya Jammeh, the president, has the cure for these HIV and AIDS.
Thank you, Mr. Witness. And then you further went on to say that you also saw people on the TV. Is that correct?
Inambara an kabi itentenda yafuko iten ikana na molje ke findini television do fotonya.
Yes.
Can you tell this commission what you meant by seeing people on TV?
Isa fono nzilang ilo koto muna dikafuko ika molje le ke findini television do.
Wala ka mol mi jara.
The people I saw on TV were the people he claimed to have cured.
Thank you, Mr. Witness. So you continue to say that even though you saw this, you still carried on with your conventional medication. Is that correct?
Munda fo kabring hanya onya ikana na nyimolje ke findini television do kwa ke jara bari hanwo itenara na tendeng ibela lopitano borol taka.
Watu mbele lopitano borol taka bari man fero soto purka je soto no time.
Yes, I kept on taking the conventional medicine because I had no means at that time to be able to join the presidential treatment.
Can you tell this commission when you joined the Presidential Alternative Treatment Program?
Silam fo isa fono commission wati jumalem ida kafuta president wala jarale program wala wati jumalem ida kafuje.
Wala nyindi kabirinin Dr. Mbow benta Banjul hospital.
The whole thing started when I met with Dr. Mbow at the Banjul hospital.
Wato malonde.
I didn't know him personally at that time. But I had people calling his name, Dr. Mbow, Dr. Mbow. But as a human being, if you see somebody who is a person whom you can approach about a particular thing that he is involved in, that's what made me, that's what interested me to meet him. Then I decided to approach him. Then I talked to him. I explained myself to him, then we discussed a little bit.
Mr. Witness, can you tell this commission where you met Dr. Mbow and under what circumstances you met him?
Sila isa fo no commission watu jumala mi Dr. Mbow tarandi andung ya tarandi nyadi le.
Kumi ngaje leptano to aka chani ngai tandiala ko berenkaji ko atalebe wolnyato.
I saw him at the hospital in Banjul. And as far as I heard over the radio that he is the guy working with the president on this treatment, this is why I decided to approach him and talk to him and explain myself to him.
Yo, kabiri nga fa ngai ndofala mankendia barin lafta lala jere masilo soto.
I told him that I am not well. I have this virus. But I really want to join this treatment, but I don't know how I can join the treatment. I asked him, is it really true that people are being cured there? He said yes. In fact, we have already cured a lot of people who had already gone home. He asked me, don't you look at the TV, haven't you seen Usman Sow and others like Keba Jane on television who were already cured and they were released to go home? He told me all these people were cured. They were cured and they went home, and many others. He told me, okay, you can come. There will be no problem. You will be able to enroll. At that time, anybody who has this virus, you will be always in a hurry to see somebody who can help you or who can cure you. That was my only intention in those days, to be able to be cured.
Thank you, Mr. Witness.
Okay.
So you are telling this commission that you joined this program known as the Presidential Alternative Treatment Program because you were assured by Dr. Mbow that the president had the cure for HIV/AIDS, and that in fact he had even cured certain persons who had been discharged from the program.
Yes.
Can you tell this commission, at the time that you joined the program, who was in charge of the said program?
At that time, the person who was in charge of the patients and the treatment itself was somebody, whether it's Yaya Jamme's son or what, called Ansumana Jamme. But Dr. Mbow was the person in charge of the whole treatment program at the time. And the nurses working there were all under him.
Thank you, Mr. Witness. When you joined the program, did you continue your conventional medication?
Yes, I went with my conventional medicines. But the day that Yaya Jammeh called us to go and meet him at State House to take the first medicine that he provided us, that's where he made it very clear to us. Any one of us who is having conventional medicines, you have to stop it, because his medicine doesn't go along with conventional medicine.
Thank you, Mr. Witness. So if we may go back a little bit. You've told us about how you were convinced by Dr. Mbow to join the program. Can you then now tell the Commission how you were registered into the program?
When doctor told me that I will be able to enroll into the program, I then went to Tijan, my doctor. I told him that I want to go and join the presidential treatment because I also informed him that I had already met with Dr. Mbow and we chatted, and he told me that I will be able to be enrolled into that treatment program. I told him, can you please help me and prepare a document for me which I can take along with me? On that very day, Tijan was reluctant to do anything like that. But as far as this thing concerned the president, he was afraid. Because according to my observation, I realized that Tijan was very, very reluctant to allow me to go and join that treatment. But as far as it is a presidential thing, he was afraid. I even saw this in his manner. He was afraid to prevent me or to discourage me from joining this treatment. Then reluctantly he prepared this paper for me and gave it to me. I went. By that time, things were being done at the new hospital at Kanifing. I went, the first day that I went there, they were not at the hospital that day. I didn't find anybody there. But the paramilitary officers I met there were able to inform me that these people are not around today, but if you can come back on Thursday, you will meet them here on that day. They'll be here.
Mr. Witness, can you tell this commission where you met the paramilitary officers?
These are the people who stand on guard at the gate of the hospital.
Is it correct to say that you're referring to the Kanifing Hospital?
Yes, that's the hospital.
Thank you. You may continue to tell us what happened after they asked you to come back the next day.
Then I came back on that day they told me a Thursday. Among the doctors, the junior one among them, we called him Trrc. But at that time, I didn't know anybody among them. I was not acquainted to any one of them at the time. Even that Trrc, I didn't know him. I came and greeted them, then I passed them and went inside. I didn't meet the doctors inside. That's Dr. Mbow. I didn't meet him inside. I came back out. When I was just going out, I found Trrc sitting down with the paramilitary officers. I greeted him and I passed along. After passing him, then as far as I greeted them and I continued on, I went for a little distance and he called me and asked me to come back. I came back to him. Then he asked me, what do you want? I said to him, I am here to check on Dr. Mbow because I also wanted to join this treatment. He told me, doctor is not here today. He told me, but we are the people in charge here today.
I told him, yes. In fact, I met with Dr. Mo in Banjul. I explained myself to him. In fact, he himself told me to come here. In fact, that's my paper, the paper I was given to come here. He asked me my paper and I handed it to him. That was the paper I took away from Tijan at the hospital. I gave it to him. He opened the paper. He read the paper. After reading, he said to me, now, today we are not working, but you will go. But I will give you my telephone number. He asked me, do you have a telephone set with you? I said, yes. He said, you can keep on calling me time to time. Whenever we have a program here, then I will ask you to come.
Okay.
I said, okay.
I will have a telephone number.
He gave me his telephone number. From that time, every time I used to call him. Then one day I called him, he said, aha, it's good that you called today. Come and meet us here this Thursday coming. That day we are going to take some names.
Mr. Witness, can you tell this commission what year this took place?
Well, I am not illiterate. I cannot remember the year or say which year it was.
The commission has already received evidence that the presidential treatment was done in batches.
Commission ke sedandirol soto janko nying jaralol nying akake nying kafunin kafule ka taro ke ning kafunin kaful.
Yes, that's how they took people.
Mr. Witness, do you remember in what batch you were in?
Sina ita fon kundingo ite alo ne de kafu jumala koto.
I forgot the batch that I was in.
Were you in the second batch?
Kafu fulan jangol to bang?
No, I was not part of the second. Possibly it might be the third or the fourth batch.
Thank you, Mr. Witness. So continue to tell us that day you received the call from Dr. Trrc to say you could be enrolled into the treatment.
Silang tenden ya famole lungo menda inara na telephone ke Dr. Trrc ko ego silang ayo kumanda ko ego sila isina nying aramsal nala be taro kelale yetenden kaboje.
Well, after he informed me to come on that Thursday, I came to meet them on that Thursday. Well, in fact, I came on 2 occasions, but I was unable to be enrolled because a lot of people used to come for that enrollment. Then luckily, after going there twice without being enrolled, then I was able to meet Dr. Mbo one day. He told me, okay, you can go, but come back this coming week. Then I waited for that week and I came back. Our batch, the batch that I was in, the leader of that batch is called Ansumana Sane. Then Dr. Mbo told me, now you can go. We will write your name to include it in with the other names. They wrote all our names. He told me to go and come back the next week. I went. I came back that week. We didn't go still. He told me to come back again. After I returned again, I was there until one day Trrc called me again. And the day he called me, that very evening, I heard about this treatment over the radio. And the information they gave out on that radio announcement was that all those people whose names were written recently, let them all come tomorrow. That's how we all came and converged there. When we met there, in fact, we spent the night there that day. The following day, in the morning, Dr. Mbo came.
Mr. Witness, can you tell this commission how many of you were registered on that particular day?
It was a lot of people. Because the batch I was in, Yaya Jammeh's yellow bus, whenever we join that bus, it becomes filled to its limit until some people had to stand.
Can you tell this commission if there were more than 50 people?
It might be more than 50. It can be more than 50 people because that bus, I think, takes more than 50 people.
Do you know if there were up to 100 people?
Possibly it might not be 100, but it will be very close to 100 people.
Was there more than one bus that would transport the patients?
As for us, it was only one bus that takes us. Because the doctors also have their own minibus.
Thank you. Mr. Witness, you have stated in your statement that there was a procedure that was sort of adopted for your admission into the program.
Yeah, for young Ilakumakon Kono ko Silo Lelbeje Kamenta, Nibe Mari Tala program when you're going to put Ida Jaralo, you're going to Casilo Lel Noma.
Can you tell this commission about that procedure?
We saw for no commission, Munsila Sifa Lelkanoma, Janibe to Safela.
Well, they start things by writing your name. After writing down your name, that's the time they will take their blood samples. And they themselves will go away with those blood samples to go and test them. After those blood samples were tested, that's the time we start taking the medicine.
So when your samples are tested, are the results given back to you?
Ni mari kotobo e waranto ni taste foi pareta results ni kai di mari fangola laba.
They don't give us any results.
So you're telling this commission that your blood samples were taken,
Amunde lafta for commission ko ikela yelo ni ka tale.
And after that you were registered for the program.
New botala yene do to safe program on yinko.
Yes, that's the time you start the treatment.
Can you tell us how the treatment starts?
Silam faiza for no commission e jaralo ni akakuma se ni nyadi la. Ha.
Well, the treatment starts in Banjul. As for our batch, that's where we started the treatment, in Banjul.
Mr. Witness, can I just confirm, was your batch actually admitted in a hospital for treatment?
Silang ako puru e jani sene ako puru alto la ite ka fo men kono fo yol to sa fe yeta jaralo nyin kono loptano kono ba.
Yes, all of us were enrolled at the Kanifing Hospital. At that time, in fact, the hospital itself has not yet been opened.
So you're telling this commission that you were all given beds and you would stay and spend the night and day at Kanifing Hospital?
Munda lafta ka fo commission alkela o loptano nyinto je ka larangol dial alkela je fo fano e ke aliti nyanje ko take o loptano kilngonto je.
O loptano kono je o kay be sabatere njelo o paral mulbe bundala je. Iko mota findi la je wala ne o paral landi nye bundala.
Yes.
Mo buka findi je mo la mo fanantine jubela fo janne karno bare ya jamme fawle fon.
That's where we were staying, and we were made to stay inside. The reason that the paramilitary officers were at the gate, the reason for that was that nobody will leave the hospital and go out. We have to be indoors at all times. This is why we were there until the treatment ends.
Thank you. So you've also told us that a bus was provided that would transport you.
And do you inform fonyo ko ikabo sole na de meyalongo wala bal al sambala?
Yes, we travel by that bus. That bus is always there. Whenever we are supposed to travel to Banjul, we join that bus. Whenever we are supposed to travel to Kanilai, it is the same bus that will take us.
Mr. Witness, can you tell us why you were being transported to Banjul and where in Banjul you were being transported
yes.
to?
Sina yung faisa fono nye muna ya sabu ikal samba Banjul anung Banjul minto ikal samba damendo.
Banjul ala bungo balaje bundindo de bije karalate. Veri bungo la fam katara waldo la house ni waloje butundol katara la house.
In Banjul, where they take us is where he himself is staying. In fact, near the big house, he built another smaller line house there. It is a glass house. That's where he used to be, and that's where we used to go and meet him.
Mr. Witness, can you tell us by name who you're referring to as he built a big house?
Niko ay bungoloje jumalem bang ato fonyem bang.
Yaya Jammeh.
That's Yaya Jammeh. President Yaya Jammeh.
Can you continue to tell us how the treatment was administered?
Silang isitenten no ya fonye jara lo nyi ya kenyadi le.
When we went there for the first day to take medicine, the first type of medicine we were given, that's the one they called, I don't know whether it's the correct name, Trrc. It is in a powder form. They mix it with pig milk, some sort of a milk. They used to warm some water by kettle and put it inside a container. And they will add that powder into that hot water plus the milk. And they will allow it to be mixed up there and leave it for some time. And they will shake it up and shake it until it's all over mixed, just like Trrc.
Mr. Witness,
Yes.
can you tell this commission who was actually making this said mixture?
Ono komisyon jumal katara nyi jagasiro la.
Well, it is those doctors who were responsible for the mixing of this concoction. Plus his son Ansumana Jammeh, he was in fact leading the treatment at that time.
Was this mixture being done in your presence and the presence of the other patients?
Yin jaka boro ime kay jaka siteng fo akete fa nyalal bang aning kuranto kotangol bang.
Yes, they make this thing in our presence. We were sitting down and looking at them when they were making this mixture.
So the mixture was being done in your presence?
Yeah, they make it in our presence.
And then you were made to drink it?
Well, on the first day after this mixture was prepared, Yaya Jammeh himself came out from the other house and came into that glass house. He had this big rubber cup which he was holding in his hand. And as for us who were there for the treatment, each and every person was given his or her own cup. Then we came and stood in a line. We go in there one by one. If you go in there, Yaya Jammeh himself will use that cup, the plastic cup that he has. He will scoop the mixture, put it in your own cup and tell you to drink it. He will tell you to drink all. After you drink the whole cup, you will go out, then the other one will come in.
Thank you, Mr. Witness. Apart from this medication called Trrc, were there any other medications you were made to drink during this treatment program?
Well, we drank a lot of various types of medicines there.
Do you remember them by name?
There is one which was called Jine. Another one called Omo. There's another one which I don't know whether it's appetite or appetite, that's how they call it. And there is another one called Kube Jara, those are the leaves that he prepared for us to make us drink it.
So, Mr. Witness, you're telling this commission that there were at least 5 different types of concoctions that you were made to drink during this treatment.
Yes, as far as I can remember.
Can you tell the commission how it was administered for you to drink them?
We'll drink it in the morning and we'll drink it in the evening.
Apart from the concoctions that were given to you to drink, was there any other method that was used during this treatment program?
Yes, there is another time. Every single person was given 2 blankets and a towel. After some time, we all have to go under. We all have to be massaged. They will call us, and we will strip naked, and each of us will tie a towel. You will go with 1 blanket. Then you have to lie down one by one. There is a type of oil they have which they will mix with water. When they prepare that, there is another type of water which they will put in your hands. They will tell you to say La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Then you will rub it on your face. They will come and put this thing in your hand and rub it all over your head. Yes.
Mr. Witness, who was actually administering this procedure on your bodies at the treatment center?
Sedo jaral dingira nyindo mala fam tarta nyin kunke kang imari ila.
Hello doctor olle mani ala wangan sumana jamma dimanya ni doctor jamala bije musunguto ni kamban danta ni bersunguto do siata jewa musol sia.
There were a lot of people there. You have some nurses and doctors, many of them were there, but you have more nurses than doctors there, and they were being led by his son Ansumana Jammeh.
Was the president at any time present during this administration of the medicine all over your body?
Jaralo nyi wicho nyi be kone kamenke ka ibalo mosi nyi borolla fo atafam president nya katara ma beri na bang.
Sometimes he will be there, sometimes he will be absent.
Thank you, Mr. Witness. Mr. Chair, at this point, I'd like to refer the Commission back to Exhibit 146C that was tendered to show the procedure that was used for rubbing of the lotion on the body of the patients and the recital of the Quran. Thank you. Mr. Witness, may we continue?
Tentenje, akamem fokia mana wala mjindika wa hakilo murundi kwa mana ndrong men dundin diamo kono njandrong pour ka hakilo bulandi wala drong pour ka lafa diamo kono.
After giving you that medicine, then after taking the medicine, they will make us sit down there. Sometimes we will be there from morning till 10 o'clock at night. Well, sometimes after taking this medicine, there are people who really suffered because they will vomit continuously until when they are tired. In fact, myself, I am one of those people who used to vomit seriously.
Thank you, Mr. Witness. So you're telling this commission that the medicine made you all suffer some certain conditions?
Amunta ilafta ka fo commission ko nyimboro minne ko la altol do kilina e batan ay al batan le nya la mian ko ifaratale.
Yes, and in well, really, these medicines made us suffer greatly, especially the one called Omo. If you drink that and go to the toilet, you have to stay there because sometimes your stomach will be operating like a standpipe. The other one called Jinne, if you drink that one also, you will be feeling dizzy. You will be feeling dizzy. Sometimes you will be as drunk as somebody who has taken some alcohol.
So you're telling this commission that the medication had bad effects on you?
Well,
really, it is really, we suffered there. We really suffered there. And in fact, the information he gave us at one time was that if you are a Gambian and you start this treatment, what sometimes some people want is always to stop the treatment and go away. But he said that anybody who stops the treatment and leave the place, wherever you go, he will send soldiers after you and bring you back. And it will not be good for you.
So, Mr. Witness, I was going to ask you the question of how long did you undergo the said treatment?
Silang ite tarranyi jaralo nyi wicho nyi kono fo wati jelu.
I did this treatment for 1 year, 5 months.
And I was actually going to ask you, why did you not leave the treatment when you saw the effects that the medication had on your system?
Sila ko ata fang lafte nyi kala wala muna ya sabu ite fang kunde wonyi imman nana da bo nyi jaralo program wonyi kono birin tumala men na yaje ko ye nyi mboro mi bari anarna ko le akol ay wolle findindi balol bala.
Well, he was the president of this nation, and he has powers. And the information he gave us was that anybody who starts his treatment and decide to abandon it and go away, wherever you go, he will send soldiers after you. It will be between you and him.
So you were telling this commission that it was impossible for anybody to leave the program voluntarily?
Amunta ilafta kamen for commission wala mnyindi ko kule mnyimbe kala kule me alonko ata kenola ni tata fo dabula programme nyingo jaralo nying programme nyingo ina na fo ko sai ilafta ke ifan adiate ifan wala pour que dabo nyin programme wala mnyindi ata kenola.
No, you cannot abandon his treatment. maybe strangers or foreigners who are not citizens of this country, maybe they can be able to run and nothing will happen to them. But as citizens, he gave a dire warning. So this is why we were afraid to run.
From your statement, you've also mentioned that there were people who came from other countries to actually attend this program. Is that correct?
Ila kuma kan remember suffering. Ya itandi je ko fana mod ni jaralo wicho ni kono mol beje me anon ko wol man ragi banku dingol to boda banku kotangol le photo nyala woti.
Yeah, that's true.
Please, can you tell this commission about the countries these individuals came from?
Silam fo isa fo no commission ni mol boda bankol mendo fo nyambang.
Fula do bije mu Guinea no le. Habe sile Angleterre.
There was one fuller man who is a Guinean, but he was staying in the United Kingdom. Two came from Saudi. There was one woman I came to know who came from Nigeria. There was one man who came from Malawi. There were many people who came from Guinea-Conakry.
So, Mr. Witness, is it correct that
plus Mauritania?
You're telling this commission that your batch was an international batch?
Saying ilafta ka fo commission e nyinne ko alto itela ka fo be dabe ka fo mento mu kafle me alon ko mangi gambianol drondig hani bantalan kol be jelem wala international
that you had people from all over the world who had come to attend this treatment.
Ko itela ka fo nyingi be ka fo mento mol be jeme alon ko be bura banku ko tangol de me alon ko be dabe ni jaral programme ni kono.
Yes, many of them, many foreigners. Well, as I said before, a sick person behaves sometimes like a madman, because if you hear that somebody has a cure for the sickness you have, you don't mind. You'll just try to be your best to be part of that team to be cured. It is that news which brought all those people. But a lot of them also ran away after they suffered there and realized that nothing has changed in their condition. They decided to abandon it and go away.
Mr. Witness, were you cured by this said treatment?
Sedo silang ita fang kundu nyin jara lo nyin I jara tala bang I kende tala bang.
No, I have not been cured. Even right now where I am sitting, I am sick.
Did you witness anybody being cured by this said treatment?
For if I'm kundu ya sede ale bang mola me alon ko ajara ta nyin jara lo nyin kola bang.
I haven't. Well, I haven't seen anybody who has been cured by this treatment. In fact, there was somebody among us who was called Usman Kujabi. They declared that he has been cured, but when he left that place, in less than 2 weeks, he died.
Mr. Witness, from your statement, you have also listed certain individuals who died during the program. Is that correct?
Sedo haninga bi ako ila kuma kan ro membe safero ro ye mol fanan to saveje me alon ko iko ifata le jararo nyi wijo nyin kono.
Yes, that happened. This fuller man I mentioned, he died there, a Guinean who came from England. 2 people from Saudi, one of them died there. And a lot of women also died there.
Mr. Witness, currently you have the witness protected sheet before you.
Ako sainteng kaito do belare wi bala jemi alon ko tankare kullo kaito lam.
And you have listed certain persons there who died during the program.
And ye mol pol fo jemi alon ko be safirinje ko menu fada jaralo nyi wicho nyin kono.
Please, can you confirm that the persons that you know that died are correctly named as stated on the protection sheet before you?
Silang kaito me belare nyaati lon ja tonya yandi ban ka fo ko ho mol me yemi ye tol di fo tonya la o tonya o mol dun ifata le ban.
Yes, the list here, all of them died, but in fact, I cannot remember some other names. I can just think and say, male, somebody, a male died or a female died. I can remember those things. The first name that I can remember among the dead ones is Malik Cheng.
Sorry, Mr. Witness, you are just to confirm that the names are correct as stated in the protective sheet.
Ko priya tonya yandi don kay tol membe kay to bala jedon priya ku tonya ndi fo men beje wol e tonya wollam bang wollam
hanni me tofo yes, the names on this paper, all of them died.
And on the paper, there are two sets. We've just discussed the first set of the people who died during the treatment. There's also a second set of people who died just after attending the said treatment.
Yeah, that's also true.
Are the names correct as stated in the said protective sheet before you?
Yes, it's correct.
Thank you, Mr. Witness. Earlier on, you talked about also the medication that was referred to as Gine. Can you enlighten this commission as to why that certain medication was given to patients who were to be cured for HIV, stroke, AIDS?
Well, it is themselves who can ascertain why, because they said these are the medicines which will cure us. But this one called Gine, if you drink it inside your stomach, it looks like there is fire in your stomach. It becomes very, very hot. And your stomach, you will suffer from diarrhea.
Mr. Witness, also during your giving of your statement before this commission, you had brought along some sample powder. Is that correct? Can you enlighten this commission as to where you obtained this said powder?
I got it from the treatment center there. There is a man called Koli, a Jola man. He became a very good friend to me there. When we were being released, this man came and gave me a lot of this powder. He in fact put it inside a butter cup for me up until the cup was filled. He told me, go along with this medicine. You can keep on taking this medicine to help yourself. The way they prepare it, I was unable to prepare it that way because they mix it with milk. But as for me, I only use hot water, mix it with hot water for some time, and I drink it. Because I cannot make it the way they used to make it at the treatment center. Because the way they make it, if you drink that one, me personally, it gives me a serious problem. It makes me suffer.
So, Mr. Witness, you're telling this commission that this powder was the powder that was used to mix and make the concoction called Trrc.
Yes, that's the one called Trrc.
Thank you. Mr. Chair, at this point, I wish to tender into evidence the said powder as Exhibit 152.
Request is granted.
As a commission, we shall be taking further measures later as to testing it and knowing what the ingredients are and the rest.
Thank you, Council.
Mr. Witness, can you tell the commission during the said treatment what your health condition was like?
Sedo haninkabi fo isa fono commission e jara lo nyin wicho nyin kono itela jara kedna nyin ala al halo nyin abenu nyaadi le
jara ro nyin wicho kono tela jara kere o fe mo fane mam kaliwo men sa ko kende aso man fa fa no sota.
Well, this treatment, during the treatment and all along, it changed nothing in my health conditions. It has changed nothing, no improvement. I was just like that.
Can you tell this commission what your health condition was like after, like let's say a few days after you left the treatment?
Silang faisa fono commission e tilidantan koma kola kabri boranye jaral dingira itela jara kende abenu nyaadi le fana.
Well, after I left that treatment, I suffered greatly. In fact, I felt very, very, very sick to the point that all my legs and hands became limp, or they became like if they were paralyzed. Apart from my head, that was the only thing I can move around. But even if I lie down on the bed, people used to come and help me to turn me on my sides, to turn me to lie down on my back, or any way I want to lie down, I have to be helped by people, because no part of my body, I cannot move any part of my body apart from my head.
So, Mr. Witness, can you tell this commission what steps you had to take to kind of stabilize and improve your health condition?
Silang faisa fono nye mun simfada nyali lelta pour que fan dema pour ila jada kenda nyi isaje asi fisayano domanding.
Well, when I suffered greatly in that sickness, my nephew took action. He was the person who took me up and took me to Banjul. They took me to the hospital, and from there they took me to the radio. And that radio, I think it means they scanned him. They looked inside my body. Then they gave me a document which they told me to take to a certain doctor. They then referred me to go to the massage center. Then that's the time I started going for massaging. I go and come. I went there. I continued going there. Then they also referred me to the children's wing, where they check on people's bones. Then after they checked me at the children's wing, those are the people who informed me that your bones, the problem now is with your bones and your muscles. Then they asked me what type of food I was living on and what type of drinks did I drink. Then I told them, apart from the normal food, I don't eat anything else. They said, no, it is not that food. You were using some things before. Those are the things which made this problem in your body. Well, after they gave me this information, I decided to think back, then I remembered and I thought to myself, it must be this type of concoctions, the medicines that Yaya Jammeh gave me, those medicines might be the cause of this problem in my body today. In fact, later on, this thing reached even my eyes.
So, Mr. Witness, you are telling this commission that the concoctions that were given to you during the presidential alternative treatment program did not cure you, but actually caused you more harm.
Serious problems which really gave me serious hardship. Even where I am right now, to walk is always a big challenge for me.
And you're telling this commission that the harm involved you now having some bone issues.
Yes, my bones and my muscles. Then the doctors gave me some medicines and told me to keep on taking those medicines. They will help me.
Mr. Witness, can you tell this commission if the doctors put you back on the HIV medication, which is the conventional drugs you were taking before?
Silam faisa fono commission e biri murda lobitano do docteur ni natene murundi ko nate murundi tubab jaralo la menka jaralo ke nyi HIV et courant lo bay nata na boroli ka nata damura pour ka wol di la kote ke ba.
Yes, in fact right now I've started using those medicines again.
Mr. Witness, can you tell this commission when you were discharged from the alternative presidential treatment?
Silang afomolie wati jumala mi yebula ya jamelo jaral programme woni do wati jumala yebula je.
Well, I cannot remember the year, but something I remember right now is that the year that those witch hunters came here, he brought those witch hunters up to the place where we were residing at that time. In fact, he brought them there, but that was the year also I was released.
Upon your release, being your discharge, were you told that you were cured?
That's what they told us. In fact, I was not alone. A lot of us were discharged on that day, and we were all told that we were quite cured.
But you have already told this commission that you were not cured. Is that correct?
Yes, I'm not well. I know that I am very sick. I'm not well. And those people who were pretending to cure us, they themselves know that they are not curing us. From Yaya Jammeh to Dr. Mbow, they were all telling lies. They were not telling us the truth.
Thank you, Mr. Witness. Apart from being administered this treatment in Banjul, were there any other places you were taken to receive the treatment?
Ninga bota dingira la yal samba dame do Banjul kay borol ta fo dingira ko tan do be jela ba yal samba dame do pour kay boro ka ta bang.
Yes, where we were staying at the hospital at Kanifing. Yes, that place, always they bring this medicine there, sometimes in the morning and in the evening, sometimes in fact 3 times a day, in the morning, in the afternoon and in the evening.
Mr. Witness, were there any other places you were taken to for the for this admission of the medication on you?
Dingira ko tan do be jela ba yal samba dame do ba yesamba dame do pour kay boro di la ba.
Yes, we also went to Kanilai. Well, there is a house he built there. That's where they take us to when we go to Kanilai. I don't know whether its name is Focus or whatever they call the house. Four house.
Mr. Witness, can you tell this commission the effect that this treatment had on you and your family?
Silan sedo foi sa fo no mo nyin jaralo nyin keri ngun kola ay mun kola kulle sa wi defan kundi mo anila dimba yalla.
This treatment brought serious problems for me, and up to this minute I'm in those serious problems. I'm suffering from those problems up to now. Because my children who were going to school when I started this treatment, all of them had to drop out from school. Their education has to be discontinued. They stopped going to school. And after I left that treatment, when I got seriously sick, every month what I spent to buy medicine is about $1,250. Up to today, that's what I'm spending. Because the doctors told me not to stop using that medicine. Let me continue drinking that medicine. That's the only medicine which will be able to help me. So I cannot stop that medicine. And I am not earning anything. Living is very hard with me. As for me, truly speaking, there is nothing which is easy with me now. I depend on the help of the good people who are able to help me. But as for my living, there is nothing which is easy there. All things have changed for me. My life has changed.
Thank you very much, Mr. Witness. Mr. Chair and Commissioners, that is all for this witness. I would like to tender in the protective information sheet, and it would be Exhibit 152A before the Commission. Thank you. I now hand over the witness to you.
Thank you, Counsel. First, my request granted for the protected information sheet, and thank you, witness. Sorry, for your testimony. You were also a victim of lies and fraud perpetrated on you by the authorities.
If I get a saddle, the Mealongo, Yakola Kul Soto and Kola Kul Mimelade, Beketa Fanial into Tapaleal, the Melade Kang.
We hope that this would help us in coming to some conclusions in the final report that we would prepare.
Jikita Ninako, Nimbende Malabake, La Sedandro, Bende Malabake, and Nakatakul Dombina Tamandila Puru, na Tamandro Puru, na Kibarol Dombemen, Punduna Nyokang.
Commissioners, if you have any questions, please indicate.
Commissioner Lucilang, Nimme Yininkar Soto, Lebe Yininkala.
Commissioner Samba, you have the floor, please.
Commissioner Samba left Yininkala.
Sedo. Lafte Yininkala Yina, Niatra Hakilo Bela Diamokan, Eko, La Manuole, Yimkurang Sotono.
I want to ask you, if I can remember correctly, that you are saying that the bride, the new wife that you married, is the person who infected you with this virus.
Do you have
another wife different from that bride? Yes.
Ila muskeba do ina ta sambole pura ita test ke ban fa foka jube fa ya sotol ban fa ma sot
I had another wife who was my elder wife. I took her for testing, but she turned out to be negative. She was not infected.
Thank you.
Akoy numbara.
Thank you. If there are no further questions, Mr. Witness, if you have final remarks to make, please proceed to do so.
Sila ode wairi commissioner lu mo manna soto membe nyinin kala sa ite fanan na kumfaran kumo nyanta mem fole be lafta me yitala badi ngolula ifanan sila kumo kumfa wala sai.
Okay.
It's very good what I've heard what you said. First of all, I want to extend my sincerest thanks to all of you. And I'm praying to Allah, all of you who are doing this job, may Allah reward all of you. And I'm also praying to Allah so that the Almighty Allah will prevent all of us from contacting any disease like this. This job you are doing, maybe you don't know the importance of this job you are doing and the benefits of it. But we who listen and watch you, we have derived a very, very big benefit from this program. And it has turned out to be a very big school for us. And we gained a lot of knowledge out of it. Apart from that, what I am appealing to you, sickness is created by Allah. He gives it to people. But whatever, if you help yourself, Allah will also help you. Those of us who have tested positive, well, I can say that it has been meted on us by the creation of Allah to say that we should get it. After we got it, really we suffered, and that suffering, we are still suffering up to date. The suffering from the sickness is on us. And we are suffering from the actions of Yaya Jammeh and his workers like Dr. Mbow and others. Any person who is alive, let's all take care. Let nobody say that this disease is not existing, because there are some people who don't even believe that this virus exists. But those of us who are suffering, we know that it's alive, it is existing and alive. And we cannot approach every single person to tell you this is existing, this is what's happening. Because if you do that, your living will become harder, and even your family, they will have serious hardships in their lives. But diseases or sickness shouldn't be hidden. You should sell it. If you're sick, you are sick. Don't hide it. Show it out. If nobody can help you and get you out of it, one day Allah might help you to meet somebody who will be able to help you. But a disease which you cannot show out, and it's making you suffer day and night, that is a very hard way to live. If you are going to be a good person, you have mercy or pity on this person and help the person. But people like Yaya Jammeh and the likes of Dr. Mbow, me sometimes my anger doesn't fall on Yaya Jammeh. My anger falls on Dr. Mbow, because he's a doctor. He knows what's happening. He himself is afraid. He knows this is not true. So if you happen to meet somebody where Yaya Jammeh is not present, don't try to involve that person in something like this. The reason why I asked him, because I trusted him. If he knows that there is no truth in what is being said, he should have advised me to go away. But he admitted me into this treatment, and he knew that it was a lie. Yaya Jammeh himself knew he was lying. What he enjoys is to show us to the wall. That's what he enjoys, parading us to the wall, saying that he has knowledge, that he can cure us. Any stranger or foreigner that comes to visit him, he will call us and parade us in that person's presence. All those who are being released, he will call the whole world and the cameras for everybody to see us and say that we are being discharged.
Television camera
Modsanyang and Dr. Mbow were the people. They brought all types of cameras and all types of exposure. We were exposed in many ways. To cut down what I have to say, I extend my sincerest thanks and praises to you. And I'm also praying for all of you to come here and testify here. I'm not regretting that I came here. I'm very, very happy to come here because I know you people are here for the truth. Any Muslim who comes here and picks up this Quran, you will immediately know that you are facing people who are here for the truth. And those of us who sit down and look at you and watch you on TV, and we realize that you people are people of truth and you are a truth-seeking body. So thank you. May Allah reward you. Thank you very much. May Allah give you all long life and good health. And may Allah give you a very, very good ending. May Allah forgive us all our sins. May Allah make life easy for all of us. On behalf of the Prophet. Thank you very much. I'm very happy today. Yes.
Thank you very much, Witness, for your testimony and also for the prayers. Actually, we should be the ones praying for you as well, for your comfort.
Inumbara bake sedo. Abaraka bake eduata odua alama mutalam bema ntul fanalu molleti ndel fana nyanta duale ye fo ibe batamen kono fo alasi abatanyim boy kanka kul sono yandiye bari hanimbi inumbara abaraka.
You endured a massive abuse of your of your human rights.
Ye nyanta tinya dimindim bale kela ke mantora.
You were paraded before the world.
Ye itandi dunia la ke ila kulu lankena ma dunia nyatilingula.
For nothing but egotistical vanity.
Ya kenyana kama manke femfenti fo kuke balo ku soto balolu.
We hope that this kind of behavior is never repeated in this country.
Mbe jikiring mbe aladan la fanyi nyonku fasonglu alakana akenyim banko kan koteke.
We thank you very much for your testimony, Mr. Witness.
Mbe numbara la bake ila sede yaro kan sedo.
We'll take a break now, and Council, are we ready for the afternoon session? If we are, we can come back at 2:30. Is that all right?
We shall be.
When do you want? We are in your hands. You know what's been going on during this particular theme. A bit chaotic in our schedule. So you guide me now. Instead of me guiding you.
We shall inform the Commission just before the break ends on what we're doing in the afternoon.
Sorry, I missed it.
We shall inform the Commission just before the break ends.
Thank you. It's a bit clearer now. So we will resume when you inform us in another setting. Thank you. Thank you all very much indeed, and thank you, witness. The meeting is adjourned.